Hello, hello, hello. I hope you are all doing well. I thought I'm just going to do a quick live stream today, because why not? So, I will play a little bit today, not too much honestly, because I don't want to overdo it. I just wanted to check if everything's working so far. Just let me know in the comments if you can hear me, if you can see everything. Yeah, now I see a couple of comments starting to get in. Maybe my internet is not super stable today. Anyways, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all busy practicing, just like me. And I wanted to do a little bit more of practicing today online with you to just get used to just feel how it is when people are actually listening. And I think I will play a little bit of Beethoven just to get a little bit more of a feeling for that. And by the way, I am going to come to Milano. I'm driving tomorrow, so tomorrow afternoon I'll arrive. On Saturday is the concert. The concert is going to be at Sala Puccini of the Conservatory in Milano, and I'm going to play all four Chopin ballades, the Pathetique by Beethoven and Children's Corner by Claude Debussy. I'm very excited for that one. You can still get tickets in the link in the description box. And I wanted to do a little bit of Beethoven today again. And oh yeah, by the way, if you can't make it to Milano, of course I'm also going to play in other places. I have put in the description box as well some other upcoming concerts in Bonn at the Beethoven Haus, which I am looking forward very much, because the Beethoven Haus is the actual house where Beethoven was born in. And they have a concert hall inside of this house now. And I'm going to play the exact same program there as well. So also some Beethoven at the Beethoven Haus, which is super cool. And then I will come to Paris again on the 1st of November. So everyone, bonjour to Paris. I will come to Paris again to Salle Cortot. The tickets for Bonn and Paris are going to be out soon, so definitely stay tuned. I will tell you when exactly the sale starts. And where's Münster? Münster, I'm going to play on the 16th November, so it's still a little bit of time until then, but there's not so much space in that hall. It's at Steinway and Sons Münster, so it's a little bit more exclusive, and we'll have a little bit more time to, you know, have a talk there and get to know each other. So if you are interested, definitely check that out. You will find all the information on my website in the links there. And Hamburg will be next year. So yeah, lots of stuff. I look into the comments and I see Vienna. I think there's something planned for Vienna. I don't know yet when, but there might be something coming up. Prague, I would love to come to Prague. I'll have to find a nice venue there. Oh, and Spain, yes. Spain is definitely on my plan for next year. Anyways, I'm not completely warm yet, but that's okay. I'll just try to play through the Beethoven Pathetique and talk a little bit about the piece. So I think the Pathetique is one of the most interesting Beethoven sonatas, because it's I think the first one that actually starts off with an introduction. It's a little bit like you're having a full symphony orchestra opening that sonata. And until then, I'm pretty sure, but maybe you know some other examples, but I'm pretty sure it was very new that Beethoven wrote like a full long introduction before he actually gets into the allegro part. So that's, yeah, something very interesting. And also, I think you can imagine on that very first chord that is being played, like a very loud full orchestra, basically like that, and you can hear the drums, you can hear everything super loud and full of volume, and then immediately afterwards it's like super soft. So we have like a huge contrast between loud and softness, and also between the speeds. So we are starting off in this grave, which is very, grave doesn't necessarily mean a tempo, but you're automatically, to create that heavy feeling of grave, you have to start a little bit slower. And then directly afterwards, the allegro molto e con brio, that's like super fast. It's nearly presto if you want. So we have like huge contrasts in the music. And later we have at the end of the piece basically the same happening, but now without the loud chord in the beginning. And instead of the loud chord, we have silence. We have a pause basically, and this is like the biggest contrast that you can get. and that silence, which I think is super interesting, is it feels actually louder than the chord because of like something is clearly missing, and that missing part is like, I want to hear it, but I can't hear it. Oh yeah, by the way, Pathetique was actually written, I think when Beethoven was around 28 years old, and it was the beginning of his deafness. So it was in the beginning of when it was starting to show that he was losing his ability to hear. So yeah, maybe in that context, that was actually interesting. I just started to think about that. But yeah, interesting. Okay, anyways, if you want to support the chat, you can always, or the live stream, you can always use the super chat or try to feed this snowman over there. You can do that by just clicking on the link in the description box. There is somewhere a link where you can donate something if you want to support me and my work. Otherwise, we are going to start now with Beethoven. Edith Krem is asking, is there going to be a meet and greet after the concert? Yes, of course. There's always going to be a meet and greet. I'm always looking forward to that one because I think it's so interesting to actually meet you guys and to talk to you and hear your stories about your piano journeys and so on, or music journeys, or whatever journeys. Anyways, let's play some Beethoven. All right, I should stop trying to read the comments while I'm playing. So I have my phone directly in front of me and trying to follow the comments actually because it's so interesting to see what you guys are writing there. I will continue now with the second movement. To be completely honest with you, I feel extremely bad today. I just started to get my period, so like there's a lot of cramping and like loss of power, I feel. But it should be fine until Saturday, I think. So that's going to be fine. But let me know in the comments, all the ladies out there, do you have like similar struggles, and how do you deal with it if you have to go on stage or have like something big coming up? Yeah, so we are continuing with the second movement. The second movement is one of the most beautiful things that Beethoven ever composed, and to me it is really already foreshadowing the Romantic era. Now, of course, it's still a classical piece, and this is why we should still interpret it in a classical way. So it's not too free and not too over-romanticized and kitschy and cheesy, but like even romantic music shouldn't be cheesy, but you know what I mean. You can add lots of rubato if you want, but you shouldn't, because it's still Beethoven, it's still classical. And it's going to fall apart and sound very cheesy if you do that. So the second movement is written in Adagio cantabile. Adagio is a very, very slow tempo actually, but he puts cantabile there as well. So cantabile means like singing, and to me, singing means that you shouldn't run out of air and it should flow through the body. It should feel like you're not like, how do you say? You're not pretending to be able to sing it if you can't. So we should still choose a tempo that is possible to sing in. So it's not too slow, but also not too fast. I think that's actually a pretty interesting thing, tempo, because everyone is finding their own tempo, and which is good, which is like the whole purpose of an interpretation. And tempo is very individual. So I think Adagio cantabile should still be very slow, but not too slow. That's the thing. All right. I'm reading a little bit through the comments, but I should really stop reading it while I'm playing. It's like too confusing simultaneously sometimes. Yeah, by the way, for everyone that's new here, I am preparing for my upcoming concert in Milano. I'm going to play there on Saturday with all 4 Chopin ballades, the Beethoven Pathetique, and also Children's Corner by Claude Debussy. Tickets and information are still in the link in the description box. And for everyone that wants to support the chat or support my work, you can either donate through the link in the description box. There is a link where you can feed the snowman, and or use the super chat function, where your comments are going to stay there for a longer time if you use the super chat function. Wood Rumboats is asking, is it just this Boston Grand or what? I can't play this light on my own piano. Of course, a grand piano is providing one big benefit, which is that the hammers there, they are using gravity to come back, so that makes it easier for the keys to come up quicker. Sorry, my brain is not working today. So the keys come back quicker, and because of that, you are able to play faster. In an upright piano, the hammers are going this way instead of that way. So you don't have the gravity to work for you. And therefore, most of the time on an upright, the mechanics are working heavier, or you're just not able to play that fast on an upright compared to a grand piano. And then, of course, every grand piano is different, because we have like every instrument is built different, even if it's the same brand. Some of them are modified in a way that feels lighter, and others are heavier, but that's a very individual thing. So this is always important when you're like trying out new instruments, try to figure out what suits you, what you're searching for. All right, let's play a little bit of the second movement. I love that one. Also, let me know in the comments which Beethoven sonata is your favorite, or are you practicing one right now? Okay, that was the second movement. I think it sounds a lot like a string quartet, the way it's written. And I also like to imagine that, like, when I'm playing, that we have this middle voice. Like a string playing ya da dee da 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 da. Because if you just play it at the piano, it can very quick sound a little bit boring if you play like simple, easy single notes, but you need to put them in a connection to each other. And I think the image of a string player playing these notes is helping a lot to make these things connected. Yeah, this was not Chopin, this was Beethoven, second movement out of the Pathetique. And yes, I can understand why you think it's Chopin, because it's already starting to enter the Romantic era, actually. You have Marciano's asking, who do you like more, Scriabin or Chopin? I think it's not a secret that my favorite composer is Chopin. However, I also love a lot of other composers. Actually, yeah, all of the very famous composers are, like, rightfully so, and I love all of them. Scriabin is, of course, also very, very beautiful. He wrote very beautiful music. I honestly didn't play so much Scriabin yet. Hopefully this is going to change at some point. Yeah, I mean, I'm just a huge Chopin fangirl. But I would love to play a little bit more Scriabin in the future as well. Someone is asking why the sound quality is worse in the stream than in the videos. I am not using an extra, like, professional mic for the stream to record the piano, and it's not running through like an audio interface or anything. I am thinking about, creating a better setup for live stream, so I can also provide a little bit better sound quality for the piano playing. However, just for the voice, I hope you can actually hear well what I'm saying, and I hope the sound quality of my voice is close to what I'm doing in the videos. Thank you very much to P. He wrote, or she wrote, opinion on Zimmermann's Ballade No. 1, especially the coda. Is it for casuals? Well, thanks a lot for your question. I love Christian Zimmermann. He's one of my absolute favorite pianists of all time. And also his ballades are like incredibly beautiful, all the recordings. The coda, I think, is out of all the different recordings that I have heard so far, but I'm not like so much into hearing recordings, to be honest. But out of all the recordings that I have heard, I think his coda is very well put together. You can definitely hear that he's not just, overreacting to the, oh, presto, now I have to play fast, but he has put a lot of thoughts into creating drama, to create like the right momentum, to create tension and relaxation in the music. And I also like that he is working a little bit with different pedaling types there, so it's not like overly crowded in the sound. But yeah, I think his coda is really well worked on. I think I will continue with the third movement now. David is asking which movement from Pathetique is the hardest for you. I think all of them are differently hard. They all have their own challenges. Now, to me personally, I would say it's the third movement because you have this rondo thing, and I honestly I am so often confused where I am in that moment because especially when you're on stage, you're starting to go into the flow and you don't really want to think about like the different exits and so on. You don't want to think about the single notes and so on. But if you are too much in the flow and at some point you just wake up and you're like, oh my god, where am I? It's a little bit difficult sometimes. So yeah, like that rondo part, this is what I'm struggling with a little bit, to be honest. All right, I would say I'll just play a little bit more of the third Beethoven Sonata. Maybe I'll turn on that light because I feel like there's a lot of shadow. Just 1 second. I hope it's better now. The quality of the light, at least. I think so. Yeah. Oh, greetings to Taiwan. 台中. 我有去过台中. Let me know in the comments who can speak Chinese, or also where you're coming from. Are there more people from Taiwan here? Drove our senior is asking, what age did you finish grade 8? Honestly, we didn't have any grades. In Germany, we're not working with these kind of grades. So I don't actually know what grade 8 is, to be honest. I'm sorry. Okay, right, let's play the third movement out of the Pathetique. Alright, that was the full sonata. And yes, it's actually super difficult to keep on track, especially if I try to simultaneously read the comments. The rondo is just like, it's like driving on the highway and you have to catch the right exit. And since I'm like, honestly, I'm someone, when I'm driving car, I always need the navigation GPS, because otherwise I'm lost. Like, even if I'm somewhere around, like, close where I live, I just don't have any orientation feeling, which is pretty funny. Everyone that knows me is like making fun of me. But yeah, I mean, let me know, how do you do that? Like, how do you orientate yourself? Oh, thank you much to Forger. Must to support half Taiwanese, right? We are sorry not able to visit Italy. Well, I hope I'll come to Taiwan at some point. Greetings to Taiwan. Taiwan is, by the way, a super beautiful country, super nice people, and so awesome, great food. I love the fruits there. I love the how do you say Meeresfrucht? Like the fishes and how do you say that? Frutti di mare. I don't know how it's called in English. Seafood, of course. Seafood. That's so delicious in Taiwan. Everything is delicious. So if you ever have the chance to visit Taiwan, you should definitely go and visit that country. It's awesome. Greetings to everywhere else in the world. Oh, I see also a couple of German people here. Hallöchen. Must be pretty strange. Wenn ich jetzt auf Deutsch weitermache, wie viele Leute verstehen das? Einmal kurz in die Kommentare schreiben. Übrigens spiele ich auch demnächst wieder in Deutschland, in Bonn, Münster und Hamburg. Also falls jemand Bock hat, bitte gerne einfach kommen. Ich freue mich immer über ein paar deutsche Leute in den Konzerten. Aber auch über jeden anderen. NTZ is asking, I'm self-taught, I'm piano playing, and I'm currently trying to learn Rachmaninoff's Moments musicaux 4, but I'm having trouble with my right hand. I'm left-handed. Any tips? So actually, I discovered it on my own that I always thought I'm right-handed, and I always thought that my right hand must be stronger, like technically stronger than my left hand, and actually it's the other way around. And the hand that I'm not using so much in my normal day-to-day life has different technical abilities that I was not aware of. And one big plus point was that it is moving much more naturally. So I understand that you have that feeling that your right hand is not as well trained as your left hand, but try to not force it to do what you want to do, but try to maybe watch and like watch closely how your arm and your hand wants to move, because sometimes that's actually a good indication for how you should move, because it's a very natural movement. So I had to play a program at some point where I was only using the left hand. So it was a Brahms Bach Chaconne, which is written only for left hand. Then I played an etude and a prelude for left hand, also Scriabin actually. Yeah, I discovered for myself that my left hand, of course, it doesn't feel as well trained as my right hand, and I was scared in the beginning that it wouldn't be as clean and you know, as like even as my right hand. But then I discovered that actually I have like other abilities with my left hand, because it is not forced to do like unnatural movements. Maximus Decimus Bragadotius, that's a really cool name, is asking, how often do you teach? I'm giving online masterclasses, but also real masterclasses, and I I don't have like fixed days where I teach. I have a very flexible online calendar where people can just book available spots. But I would say I teach somewhere between 5 to 10 people every week. And most of them are new people, but also a couple of them are people who come regularly to the masterclasses. But as I said, I do it very flexibly. So it fits my schedule with all the things that I'm doing, especially practicing. So if you're interested, you can actually check out the link in the description box. There you'll find the link to my website where you can book online classes with me. Border is asking what exactly on your private online class. I don't really get that question. I mean, on my online masterclasses, you will have one-to-one lessons with me. So basically, we're connecting us through a Zoom call. And you and me, we are sitting together working on your piano skills. Normally, you should come prepared with a piece or a couple of questions for different pieces that we are working on. So it's not me who is like creating a plan for your lesson. It's more like a real piano lesson where you come prepared, or just with whatever you have in that moment, and we'll work with that. But yeah, for everyone that's interested, actually, there's going to be an app coming out soon with me. The app is already there, but my academy on that app is coming out soon. The app is called My Groove. You can already check it out. It's actually a startup by Red Bull. Right now, that app is only working in German. However, I think by the end of this year, they want to launch it also in English. So for everyone that can't speak German, it's hopefully going to be opened for you as well. They asked me, so Red Bull called me and asked me if I want to create the Keys Academy for them, which is really cool. I am now working there, so I'm like sometimes here, but most of the times I'm there in Austria, in Salzburg, where Red Bull is, and we are creating in a studio a Keys Academy, which is only like my own opinion. So it's like nobody is telling me what to do. It's really just me who says, okay, I want to teach this, and this, and I want to teach it that way. And then the whole production team, which also includes a couple of professional musicians, actually, luckily, to give me a little bit of feedback here and there. We are producing everything together, and that's really cool. So the main founder of that is Martin Grubinger. He is a very, very famous percussionist who stopped performing now, and he wanted, like, his heart project was to teach more young people, especially instruments, making music. And so now they have drums, guitar, e-guitar, and I'm coming up with the Keys Academy, which is extremely big. Like, what we already recorded is much bigger than most of the other things. I think I will play a little bit. I think I'll play a little bit of Chopin right now, maybe. Right? Maybe I should play a little bit of Chopin. Okay, you can choose now. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Which ballade should I play? I think that's going to be the second last piece for today. I will only play 2 more pieces. So, ballade 1, 2, 3, or 4. Write it in the comments and I'll play it. Also, for everyone that's new here, I am going to play in Milano on Saturday already. So to all my friends in Italy, I'm going to play all 4 Chopin ballades, the Pathetique by Beethoven, the Children's Corner Suite by Debussy, and all the information and tickets you'll find in the description box. Okay, I am flooded with numbers now. I I think there is. We have to decide between 1 or 4. I think. I see a lot of 4, but also a lot of 1. Now I see more 4. All right, I'll try number 4. I would say. I didn't practice it today yet, so I might fail, but that's okay. I'll play number 4. Number 4 is, to me, one of the darkest pieces that Chopin ever composed. I feel like he, compared to the other 3 ballades that he composed, I feel like that one is so much more personal, and it feels like it's sorry. It feels like he went to a very dark place in his heart at that moment when he composed it. And to me, that beautiful start of that ballade that is like a beautiful memory of a time that is long ago, and maybe a memory of who he was in that moment. And then he's standing alone. Everything is gone. Just one note, one person alone. Bit of hope. We have a major key here. But then we're turning back. And ending with a question. And then turning in these bad thoughts all the time. And so on and so on. And basically he's turning around all these bad thoughts and again and again and again. And it's like driving him more and more crazy. And you can feel that throughout that piece. And then we have a passage where some light comes into the darkness, which is this part. Sorry, I'll just look it up very quick. Yeah, here. And that feels a lot like a piece that is starting to grow inside of him. And actually, in my interpretation of the piece, it feels very much like a person that is so desperate for love and desperate for peace, and also just facing lots of demons inside of him. And to me personally, that's just my personal opinion, it feels a little bit like this part where it's finally what I just played is a part where he finally feels the freedom. And the freedom comes maybe from death. If someone of you knows the poem by Goethe, Erlkönig, the Earl King, it's so the father is riding on the horse with his sick son, and the son is starting to see the Earl King, which is basically the death. with all the beautiful angels around him that are calling for him, and they are singing beautifully for him. And these angels, like the death angels, are singing here to me. It's a little bit like, come to us, you'll find your peace here. And I think this already starts right in the big, like at the end of the second page where he's playing. Like, I was always wondering why he wrote that part. Like, it feels so, it's so beautiful, but it feels like, where are we? It's like so different. And one part is, of course, it's connected to the beginning. Like, young. It's a little bit like when we have a little bit, but just a little bit. Simultaneously, we have a rhythm that is very much, so it's like the death rhythm. But simultaneously, it's like on this high part, and here we have like the dark octaves. And the death bells that are ringing. Is a little bit like he's realizing, oh my god, maybe that's a solution, which is never a solution, by the way. Please don't do some things like that. But you can always like put your frustration, your emotions, raw emotions like Chopin did, put it into art, put it into something that helps you. But yeah, death is never a solution. So please get help. Like, I mean this seriously. If you have any feelings like that, please get help. Then we are coming back into this beginning part that we had, now not in F major anymore, but in it's on in A major. Feels a little bit like he's remembering like these beautiful parts, but there's like a bittersweet taste to it. And then it's all blown away by a soft wind. And now simultaneously a lot of different voices inside of him start to talk to him. And we are back. And so on and so on. and it's getting more and more dramatic, more and more chaotic, until we come to that very beautiful part here. I think to me this part is like really he finally feels that freedom and the strength of this solution that he found, which we were talking about. And then like the real fight inside of him starts, where everything starts to get very, very chaotic, and like it's going higher and higher. And then right before the coda, we have a very special thing happening with this sudden, like we have a triple forte, like. And then a very innocent and calm, sudden move. Only like it's a little bit like an angel choir singing from very far away and calling for him. And then he realizes, and things are starting to get very chaotic here. And so on, so on. Like this is really one of the deepest pieces that I feel like Chopin ever wrote. And at the end, there is no other solution but ending his life, basically, like theatrically through this piece. But as I said before, please, like if you can connect to these kind of thoughts and you see yourself a little bit in what I just described, please get help. You're not alone there. And put your heart and put your emotions into music. Music will always understand you and will never just leave you wherever you are. Thank you very much to Alex Léger. Don't forget to get your tickets for Milano Best Concert of the Year. Thank you very much. Well, I'm also going to come to Bonn, Paris and Münster this year. So in case you can't make it to Milano, there are other options. To my French friends and German friends especially, Paris and Bonn, these are the two bigger concerts this year. And Münster is also going to be nice because we are going to do this at the Steinway store in Münster. So there's only like, I don't know, maybe 50 people can be there. So it's actually a quite small venue, and but therefore we can have a much more intimate atmosphere, which I always love because you can really connect to the audience much better, and you can just get to know everyone a little bit more. All right, I would say I will play now number 4. I'll try to get through it. Honestly, I didn't practice it today yet, so we'll see how far I get. I'll turn down the mic a little bit, otherwise it's too loud. All right. That was number 4. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, you discovered my Lego piano in the comments, I see. Actually, the Lego piano over there, that was a birthday present for my 25th birthday, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so that's already a couple of years old. I'm turning 30 in a couple of weeks, actually. Yeah, so how old are you guys actually? Let me know in the comments. Am I the oldest one here? Can't believe that I'm already turning 30. That's like, where did the last 10 years go so quick? Yeah, I actually don't know, because I get a lot of questions about this Lego piano. I don't know if it still exists, if you can still buy it, because it was like a special collection back then. And my siblings, they got it for me because they were like really, they saw it and they thought, okay, that's perfect. All right, we have 1753. Oh wow, 73. That's cool. 24, 28, 21. Oh, so good ages. Like the beginning of the 20s are awesome. 19. My brother is 19. So I sometimes feel like I'm still like, because my brother is so young, I feel like we are close. But of course, like I'm much older than him. Yeah. Yeah, but just as Kami Robert Kruzeru Contact is saying, nothing changed. It is just a number. It's really just a number. But I do feel more grown up compared to the beginning of the 20s. Now I do see that I have changed a little bit in that time, and not necessarily in terms of my character. I think my character will always stay the same. That I was always, since I was a child, I was like very much like I'm laughing a lot. I like to tell stupid and dirty jokes, which surprises a lot of people. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm a classical pianist and people assume that I must be like a very, how do you say that? A very a good girl kind of, that is never saying something dirty or wrong or laughing so loud and dirty. But honestly, I don't really care. So yeah, but in terms of like trusting people and overthinking things before I say things, that's something that I hope that I got better in. Mary Touré is saying, is your birthday in August? Yes, it is. It's on the 9th of August, actually. But I won't be at home. I wanted to be at home at that time to celebrate a little bit. I'm not going to do a huge party for that because I don't have friends, but just with my family. But now I have to be in Salzburg to continue working for the app that's coming up, My Groove. And but the people there are also really cool. So since I didn't plan anything for that birthday, I mean, it's just a day as any other. So Azraf Chi, we have the same birthday. That's cool. Let me know how old you're getting. Rach23 is asking, the dragon in the piano, how did you get it? It's actually a big sticker, kind of. So it's basically done from someone who is normally putting like these huge protective stickers on cars, which you might have seen on social media, where they are like sometimes putting like crazy cool colors on cars, and basically it's the same company that is doing this kind of stuff, like cool shit. And Steinway asked me if I would love to have like something inside, because they also want to show what you can do with the instruments. Yes, this is a sponsored instrument by Steinway and Sons, or Boston, designed by Steinway. And so I said, yes, I would like to have something inside, but I was thinking very long about what I should put there as an image. And we came up with a dragon, because last year it was the Chinese dragon year. And I thought it was a fun idea, and we wanted to change it at some point again. But now I'm like very much in love with this dragon because it looks really, really cool. It's AI generated actually, so I'm not getting any copyright issues. And yeah, I generated this dragon, and I sent them the file, and they created this really cool sticker and put it on there. So yeah, it's really cool. But if you had the chance to put like something like a picture or anything in your piano, what would it be? Let me know in the comments. I would say I will play one last piece for today. Or maybe one more ballade and one piece out of Children's Corner, and you can choose which one. So now you can choose between 1, 2, or 3, and I will wait until you drop your comments in the live stream chat. I need something to drink. I didn't put my water yet. I'll be right back. Just write in the comments which ballade I should play now. All right, I'm back. Okay, I think that's a very clear first ballade here, even though I also see a lot of second. Why does this third ballade not have so many fans? I don't understand. It's like, it's so beautiful. Okay, anyways. Prost! And don't forget to get yourself something to drink as well. Like, gute alte Kaufland-Surf here. This is no advertisement for Kaufland. It's just water, by the way, in case someone was wondering. Okay, now I see a little bit more of 3 now that I have promoted it. Filippo Ribeiro is going to be at the concert on Saturday. That's great! For everyone that's new here, I'm coming to Milano on Saturday. I'm going to perform the full program of 4 Chopin ballades. Yes, all of them. The Pathetique by Beethoven and Children's Corner Suite by Claude Debussy. And after the concert, there will be a meet and greet, which I'm looking forward to. Tickets and information you'll find in the link in the description box. All right. It's very difficult. It's very, very difficult to choose now. Because now I see also quite a lot of second. Huh. All right, I think I'll go with the second one. The second. So, just to give you a quick introduction to the second ballade. We have... every ballade is telling a story. Oh, actually, you know what is very interesting is that every ballade starts with just one note, like either as a single note or as an octave. So, for example, the very first ballade is starting with an empty octave on C, and so on. The second ballade is also starting with an octave on C. And so on. And the third ballade is starting on one note, which is the E. And out of that E, we are developing 2 voices. And the fourth ballade is starting with an empty octave on G. So I think that's actually very interesting that every ballade just starts with one note, and it's a little bit like you know, just one note or an empty octave is not giving you any hints of which key we are going to be in. If we start with a C, it can be C major. It can be A minor. Sorry. It can be F minor. Or it can be F major. There are so many different options. It can be something completely else as well. I mean, the first ballade is actually G minor. So why is it starting with C? It's very interesting. So yes, that's like just one little backstory, behind the scenes nerd talk. And the second ballade to me is a ballade where we start with the image, like a scenery of a village that is very peaceful. It's like paradise. Their children are dancing around the trees and so on, and like it's very, very peaceful. And then suddenly, in the middle of the night, out of nowhere, they are getting attacked, and the whole village is being burned down. But they manage to fight back. And they manage to push them back. And then the whole village is basically destroyed, but it comes back, like the people are coming out of wherever they were hiding, and they are looking at what is destroyed, and the whole village is just there in ruins, and that comes after that part, and we are back in that. And then we have this sudden stop, like it's not going to continue. 1 second, I think I have to open the door now. 1 second. Oh no, my brother is entering, so I don't have to open the door. We are just ending with like this question, and then the whole thing is building up again, and we're continuing, and it's like a little bit of fast forward a couple of years later, and the village is still. Everything is like fine, but everyone is a little bit on alert and preparing for what could happen, because they know that the attack can happen again, and it's actually happening again. We have the second attack, and this time it's like much more dramatic. It's even more violent, if you want. The whole story reminds me of what happened to Chopin's beloved country, Poland, which was invaded by the Russians at his time, and it sounds a lot like his point of view of the whole scenario, basically. And here, after the second attack, we have like it's super dramatic, and we have like. And so on, and that's like really. I think it's one of the coolest ballades, one of the coolest codas of the ballades. It's like so dramatic and so full of energy and electricity, and like you can really hear how people are fighting for their lives in this coda. That's at least my impression of that whole ballade. All right, I would say. Let's play Ballade number 2. If you want to support the live stream, if you want to support my work, you can always feed the snowman by checking out the link in the description box. There you can donate something if you want, or use the super chat function of the live stream. Let's start with Ballade number 2. Oh no, I just realized that I didn't turn down the mic, so maybe it was a little bit too loud on your side. I'm very sorry. Yeah, I will work on my live stream equipment. Yeah, people are asking about my neighbors. Actually, my neighbors are not directly next to me, so I'm lucky about that. And oh, by the way, I'm going to move soon. It's going to be the first time that I am actually really moving with my pianos. I did work from some time. I was studying in Warsaw for some time, so that was like my first time that I was actually not really here at home. But now I'm moving away. Not so far away, but still. And I will create like this room used to be a living room until I occupied it with my grand piano and all the equipment that you can't see here. Is like there's a big light, there are a couple of cameras and tripods and so on and so on, and mics, lights, everything. And like the whole room is just studio equipment now. And so I said I want to move away and create actually a real studio where like I can just put all the equipment inside and just work there. So it's a little bit more separated, work and life. Yeah. But I will take you all with me on that big journey. It's going to be soon. Probably already starting in around a month or something. So yeah, that's going to be soon. All right, I think I will play one last piece now out of Children's Corner. Which one do you want? We have Dr. Gradus ad Parnassum, we have Jimbo's Lullaby, and Serenade for a Doll. The Snow is Dancing, Little Shepherd, or Gollywog's Cakewalk. You can put it now in the comments and I'll play that last piece for you today. Serenade for a Doll is already written there. Mary Touré is asking, you have a recording studio at the place you're moving to? No, I don't have a studio there, but I want to create a studio out of one of the rooms that I will have there, which is in the basement, and that's hopefully also good for my piano, so the temperature and the humidity of the room are not going to change so much. Like in this room is beautiful. It has huge windows and so on, so there's a lot of daylight, and just for enjoying piano playing, that's fine. However, if you want to create like YouTube videos and so on, I need a little bit more control over the environment. So either I just put down all the how do you say, jalousien, like the rouleaux, to make everything dark inside, which is a huge waste of this beautiful living room. Or I'll just put myself in the basement, that's fine. All right, let's see. What do we have? The Lullaby, the Gradus, the Gollywog, the Serenade for a Doll. Again, a Gollywog. I think Gollywog or Serenade are going to do to win. Snow is Dancing, Serenade. All right, I think I'll just play the Serenade then. I'll try it. Last piece for today. Oh, actually, I just forgot the mic is also turned completely up. I will go down a little bit. was the live stream for today. I hope you enjoyed it very much. For everyone that came late, welcome. You're late. We'll see us in Milano on Saturday. I'm looking forward to that concert, and especially the meet and greet after the concert, where I will get to know you and get to know your journeys, your piano journeys. Tickets and information you'll still find in the description box. See you in Milano. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me again. That helps a lot to perform a little bit in front of the camera, and just knowing that you guys are there and listening, actively listening, helps me a lot to prepare for my concert. But concert, again, like playing real on stage is something completely different. So I'm looking forward to Saturday. Also, for everyone that is not able to make it to Milano, I'm coming to Paris, I'm coming to Bonn in Germany, and Münster and Hamburg and many other places. So check out the links in the description box. You'll find all the upcoming concerts there and more information soon. See you then. Bye.